This brand always finds a way to stay relevant. With this watch release, Seiko did something that completely disturbed the market. And in my opinion, they completely pulled it off. Is this watch a future icon? Let's get into it. The Seiko SSK001 may be the best GMT under $500. Like I said, Seiko always seems to find a way to stay relevant, and this piece has been all the buzz. This is the first Seiko 5 GMT style watch, and it does not disappoint. It is a huge reminder of the Seiko SKX007 and a somewhat obvious resemblance of the Rolex GMT. This dial is covered by Seiko's Hardlex crystal that features a Cyclops over the date. Some people are against the Cyclops, but I personally don't mind it, and in this instance, I love it. It can be a bit of a pain to keep clean because of the dust and dirt that can stick around on the edges, and that would be my only issue with the Cyclops in general. The dial on this variant is matte black and is the reason that I chose the black dial variant. I love the other dials, but I find them hard to read in the sunlight because there's so much going on. The large and very legible indices are beautifully done with a silver border. The hands are also very nicely done with the same silver border, and both the indices and hands are filled with Seiko's Lumibrite. The GMT hand is a beautiful red color that matches the red text on the bottom of the dial. I think the red goes so well with the matte dial, and it really makes it pop. I love the applied indices. It makes it look much more upscale than price. The date window features black lettering with a white background that does not have a border. I think it looks really clean with the Cyclops. The top of the bezel is a flat black, and the bottom is a shiny material that makes it pop in the light and gives different colors for different angles. It really does play in the light. The bezel is bidirectional as well, spinning in both ways, but you will notice that it does not click. I find this a little annoying just because it does tend to change itself throughout the day, whether you're rubbing it on clothes or just hitting it accidentally. To me, a GMT is probably the most useful type of watch. This watch was released in 3 variants, the SSK001 in black, the SSK003 in blue, and the SSK005 in orange, and all of them are $475 US. The case is 42.5 millimeters in diameter, 46 millimeters lug to lug, and 13.6 millimeters thick. The 46 millimeter lug to lug makes this watch suitable for smaller wrists as well. The lug spacing is 22 millimeters, and it has drilled holes on the sides that makes it easier to change the straps. That is always a plus in my opinion. People say that the bracelet feels cheap, but to me it just feels like home. The jangly bracelet is just awesome. It's extremely comfortable and very light. And what do you really expect in this price range? So this is a collar style GMT function, but for the price you can't ask for much more. When you pull the crown out to the first position, it allows you to change the date by going counterclockwise. And when you pull it out to the second position, it allows you to change the time. Going back to the first position, you change the GMT hand by going counterclockwise, which will change it in 1 hour increments. This watch also features hacking and hand winding. A GMT watch is very useful for keeping track of another time zone on the go. But there really isn't a better GMT in the price range currently. Now, this may be a point of contention, but the watch does not have a screw-down crown. It does still have water resistance of 100 meters, but let's get real for a second here. Who's diving with this watch? I'll wait. Exactly. Would I prefer a screw-down crown? Absolutely. But I'm fine with this. I mean, it's not really a dive watch anyways. It has a GMT bezel. Under $500 US, and you're not going to find a better GMT watch. If you're starting out your collection, I would advise you to buy the black model, the SSK001. But if this is an addition to an already grown collection, why not go for the blue or orange? Again, they're all extremely well made. The only thing I don't like about the other 2 models is the sunburst dial. Something about it in the sunlight, it's just hard for me to read. Two things I would have liked to seen would have been a bezel that clicks and a nicer clasp. But again, you can't have it all. I wouldn't be surprised if every Seiko collector had one of these, and for good reason. It's an amazing pickup. The movement in this watch is Seiko's 4R34 movement, which is the first additional movement they have added since the 1970s. It features a 40-hour power reserve. It's not the most accurate movement, but again, it's very reliable. One major point to this watch is that Seiko decided to do a clear case back. There's nothing I love more than a clear case back and being able to see the movement. In my opinion, it's beautifully finished, and even if it wasn't, I still want to see the movement of my watch. If you travel a lot, this watch is definitely for you, and even if you don't, it's still probably right for you. Being able to track different time zones is very useful for different kinds of work, and also if you have family in a different country. The Seiko SSK001 is an extremely special watch, and it definitely shook up the watch world at the end of 2022. If you're in the market for a budget-friendly GMT watch, make sure you don't miss out on this Seiko SSK001. It is an amazing addition to any collection at this point. I can't wait to see moving forward the different variants that they come out with, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Let me know if you guys have ever tried on this watch or purchased it. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.